Mr. and Mrs. Claus are getting a divorce. The question is, who gets the reindeer?
Actually, Mr. Claus gets the reindeer because Mrs. Claus does not want to clean up after those reindeer. She's not going to be doing the dirty work. She never liked them in the first place, so give them to him and he can have them.
Mr. and Mrs. Claus are getting a divorce. Who gets the reindeer?
Mrs. Claus, yes.
No.
And why?
No,
No.
guys, the kids. Think of the little kids that are getting at the
Mr. Claus
No
gets
way.
the deer.
The deer.
The reindeer.
No, the woman.
Who's gonna-
The woman is like motherly. The reindeer needs the mother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Santa Claus needs to work to
Is this
provide
about gifts like the reindeer? No, it's not
Whatever
about.
you believe.
No,
No,
Miss
Mr.
Claus.
Claus gets
Mrs.
it because-
Claus. Why
But that's
Mr.?
for his
Mr.
job,
Claus,
guys.
yeah.
He needs to keep working.
The kid-
No, but he's too
Cousin.
busy to take care of the reindeer.
I think Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
No. What is she gonna do with it? She's not a. She's not a reindeer. She doesn't have to be motherly. with
Is
it.
Mr. Claus the reindeer?
No, but he needs it to give the gifts.
I do.
I do. So conclusion: men are immature, and Mr. Claus gets the reindeer.
Should they split them? There's 12. 6 and 6. That's fair, right? Well, I assume that they don't have a prenup. And I am divorced. And when you get divorced, unless you have a prenup, it's 50-50.
Oh, Santa, Mr. Claus.
Let's hope Santa.
Then he gets
He's got a job to do. I would want to know who took care of the reindeer when we don't see him. That's the person who should get the reindeer, you know? Right? The one who fed them, got them water, made sure they were happy. That would be my view.
Equally, 50-50, split it half. It should always be. Surely Santa can't do everything alone. He always had support, so 50-50.
Okay, but you can't split the reindeer because then how is the carriage gonna how is the sled gonna fly with only half the reindeer? So like only one, you know what I mean?
Build a smaller sled.
I'm gonna say I think Santa should get the reindeer, but I think Mrs. Claus should get the house.
True.
You know? And I think she should get a few elves for herself, too. Some personal elves. I think that's fair, because Santa needs it for his business. She doesn't want to have to deal with going into people's houses. That's like a burden, you know? So...
Shoot. I feel like just because he needs them for work, he gets them. The court would give it to him.
Are we talking legally or my opinion?
Your opinion?
In your legal opinion.
I mean, in a way, it's fair for them to get half, right? If they're getting divorced, it should be half.
If it's in the state of Washington, yeah.
Did he have a prenup?
I feel like he gets all of them because he works with them, but then she can get Rudolph.
I never thought about that. Yeah, there's a higher value on Rudolph.
Yeah.
You know, because he really the moneymaker.
Yeah,
you don't think
exactly.
about Dancer and Prancer and Vixen. You know,
That's what I'm
you
saying.
think about Rudolph.
Exactly.
Right?
And that's his way out. He don't got to work a day in his life after that.
So I feel like one of them gets Rudolph. That's a good idea. I think one of them gets Rudolph, the other gets the rest.
Mrs. Claus. Yeah.
Why?
Why? You know why? Because Santa Claus is already Santa Claus. You don't need to prove something. Mrs. Claus need the deer because she need it. Give her the deer. Santa Claus, everywhere he goes, they're going to recognize him. Mrs. Claus, no. It's like, I don't know, Tony Parker. Everywhere he goes, why they said Tony Parker. Everywhere Tony Parker wife go, that's Tony Parker wife.
Okay.
Give her the deer.
Because it's both of their children, right? So I think they 50-50. Yeah, it's like 50-50. Yes, in a week's time. Some go with Santa Claus, others, you know, you go back and forth.
Back and forth.
Yes.
With the reindeer.
With the reindeers.
I'd say Mr. Claus gets the reindeer because, like, that's his job. That's his reindeer. So it belongs to him.
Half of his stuff is already half of hers, so she's getting that. For sure.
I think, I mean, they should at least try and be nice to one another and try and see if they can care for that, you know, their baby together somehow, co-parent, reindeer, same thing. I mean, reindeer is their baby.
I don't want that responsibility.
Good grief. I guess shared custody. Shared custody? Weekends, they gotta split? I don't know, man.
Vote on 3.
Should we deliberate? Okay. We're gonna have to say Mr. Claus because he is the one who is delivering the presents to all the children of the world on Christmas. And Mrs. Claus, obviously women have a role, but she is not in that sled. She is not building that relationship with those reindeer that night. So, I think that would be a really hard thing to take away from him.
Agreed.
I completely agree.
I like my answer.
That's a good question. I would say Santa Claus should get the reindeer because he's the one that actually does the work.
Mrs. Claus. Because it's Mrs. Claus. What are you going to do? Take the reindeer away from her?
Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus. Because I think she's holding it down while he's flying around the world. No?
Yeah? Yeah. I mean, she's running the factory.
Yeah.
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 Who gets the
Obviously
reindeer?
Santa.
I'm confused about the question.
Yeah, but
they're splitting it up. Who gets it? It's gotta be Santa.
Okay,
It's
Mrs.
Claus.
Mrs. Claus.
Wait,
Like
Jeff
Jeff Bezos just got a divorce, right? And his wife didn't get Amazon. That's like
Well,
a part
yeah,
of
but
his
she got
company.
20 bill.
But it's part of his company, you know. That's like so the reindeer go to Santa. Because it's part of his company. That's his livelihood. It's a corporation, right? It's a good point. You know what I mean? It's like the
let's just put it
corporation.
this way.
Like you're not getting presents.
How would Santa
unless the reindeer
travel and give everybody their presents without the reindeer?
Unless Mrs. Claus starts dicing out gifts.
He's got it.
He's out of a job if he doesn't have the reindeer.
Yeah. Can't leave Santa on the
Yeah,
street.
you can't leave
Santa
him
ain't made
like
for
that.
the street. What's the next one?
New York Street Interviews. Like, comment, follow, subscribe, love, laugh, and smile.